In the hidden corners of North America, two spiders live so quietly that most people never know they're nearby. They slip through storage sheds, hide beneath old lumber, and drift through closets and basements as silent as dust. Their reputations precede them, whispered in late-night conversations and childhood warnings. One is the Black Widow, a spider whose glossy black sheen and scarlet hourglass have become an icon of danger. The other is the Brown Recluse, unassuming and pale, a spider that looks harmless until you see what its venom can do. They are very different creatures, using very different strategies for survival. Imagine the hot stillness of a summer afternoon. A man reaches into an old woodpile, not expecting anything unusual. As he pulls a piece of lumber toward him, a small shape stirs beneath it. The Black Widow is a master of stealth, building tangled, messy webs close to ground level, often in dark crevices. Across town in an old storage closet, another man sorts through cardboard boxes that haven't been touched in months. In one of those boxes, nestled between fabric and forgotten items, sits a brown recluse, pale tan, violin-shaped mark on its back. When his hand brushes against the spider, it too reacts defensively. Inside the first man, Black Widow venom spreads with unnerving speed. The venom is neurotoxic, specifically designed to disrupt communication between nerves and muscles. It forces nerve endings to fire continuously, overwhelming the body's internal messaging system. For a while nothing seems wrong, but 20 minutes later, a strange tightness begins to grow in his lower back. He thinks he pulled a muscle lifting the wood, but the tension spreads upward, creeping across his spine, wrapping around his abdomen. His breathing quickens, sweat forms along his forehead. He tries to sit down, but the pain pulses, sharp and electric. This is latrotoxin at work, the widow's most potent chemical weapon. Meanwhile, in the second man, something very different is happening. The brown recluse's venom is slow and silent, but devastating. It contains enzymes that break down cell membranes, dissolving tissue from the inside out. For the first hour, the man barely notices anything. The bite may itch or burn lightly, but nothing more. Back at the woodpile victim, symptoms escalate. Hours pass. His muscles have locked so tightly he begins to struggle with basic movement. The pain is intense, throbbing, almost rhythmic. He tries to rest, but each muscle cramp jolts him awake. His chest tightens, not because the venom is destroying tissue, but because the nerves controlling those muscles are being pushed beyond their limits. In the storage closet victim, the outer skin begins to darken. At first it's a faint red patch, but slowly a pale center forms, surrounded by a ring of deeper red, an expanding target-like pattern. The area becomes warm, swollen, tender. By now the venom has fully activated its necrotic effects. Over the next several hours, the center of the bite may turn blue or purple. The widow victim, now well into the evening, finds himself exhausted, dehydrated, and overwhelmed. His entire torso feels like it's under siege. The muscle contractions can be so severe that some victims describe the pain as one of the most intense experiences of their lives. Though rarely fatal in healthy adults, a Black Widow bite is undeniably tormenting. As night passes for the recluse victim, the bite begins to transform. The skin over the center can blister, then collapse inward. The blister ruptures, leaving a raw open sore. This is necrosis taking shape, a crater where healthy tissue once lived. Over the next day or two, this wound may widen, sometimes reaching the size of a dime or a quarter. The widow victim may finally seek help after hours of suffering. His pain can be severe enough to require medical attention, but if he receives treatment, pain control, muscle relaxers and monitoring, the symptoms gradually fade. By the next day he may still feel stiff and sore, but the worst is over. His body begins to reclaim its balance as the venom breaks down and exits his system. The recluse victim, however, faces a different timeline. As days pass, the wound can continue to deepen. The center often turns black as tissue dies. Surrounding skin may peel away. This open sore creates a perfect opportunity for secondary infections. Some cases require professional wound care, and in severe scenarios, skin grafts. Even after the wound closes, a permanent scar is likely. When comparing these two spiders, it becomes clear how different their weapons truly are. The Black Widow is a neurologist, hijacking nerves and overwhelming the body's systems. The Brown Recluse is a surgeon of destruction, dissolving tissue with quiet precision. One delivers horror through pain, the other delivers horror through progressive physical damage. Yet in the natural world, neither spider is a villain. Both are shy, avoiding humans whenever possible. Their venom, potent as it is, exists to subdue prey and defend themselves, not to harm people. The widow's webs capture insects that would otherwise overrun gardens and sheds. The recluse feeds on roaches, silverfish and other pests. They are predators, but not predators of us. The two men in our story eventually recover. The widow victim regains his strength, the muscle cramps fading like echoes of a long night. The recluse victim tends to his wound for weeks, watching it slowly close, leaving behind a mark he'll never forget. Two outcomes shaped by two venoms that evolved along very different paths. In the end, the comparison between the Black Widow and the Brown Recluse is not simply a question of which is worse, but a study in how diverse the natural world can be. One spider brings pain without destruction, the other brings destruction without immediate pain. Both in their own way demonstrate the incredible and sometimes terrifying power of nature's chemistry. They remind us that danger often hides in small, quiet places, but it rarely seeks us out. And when encounters do happen, the story they create is one we remember for a lifetime. That is the tale of the widow and the recluse, two spiders whose venom shaped legends, two spiders whose bites teach us respect, and two spiders whose silent presence continues to shape our world, one encounter at a time.